Today on Yester Kitchen, we are going to make one fabulous dish, and we're going to get another recipe from another First Lady. You're going to love it. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Jill and this is Yester Kitchen. If you're new here, welcome. It would be an honor to have you join us as we explore retro history through food. Okay, so today we're going to make a good one for you, and it is right out of our celebrity cookbook. Remember this one? This is where Dinah Shore asked all her celebrity friends to submit recipes, and we already did that fish thing from Carolyn Jones, aka Morticia Adams, and if you missed it, I'll put it right up there. But now we are going to visit the White House. So our 36th president was Lyndon B. Johnson. He was president from 1963 to 1969, and he was actually President Kennedy's vice president. So when Kennedy was assassinated, he took over. And his wife, Ladybird Johnson, submitted a recipe to this book. Oh, and it's fabulous. It's Eggplant Creole. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna get started on it and I'll tell you a little bit about, this is not about President Johnson. This is about Ladybird. So I'll tell you a little bit about her. But first, Eggplant Creole. It's amazing. So I have got a very large skillet that's got a good heat on, about a medium-high heat. And we're gonna start off with 4 slices. I got extra thick. 4 slices of bacon, and you want to go ahead and cube it up, cut it up. There's our sizzle. Whoop, forgot one. Never miss your bacon. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook this. We don't want to cook through, we just want it warm, so like heat it up. So you want to get your fat to get translucent, but that's good, and then we'll add the rest of the things. So give me a few minutes to get this started. Okay, so take a look. Our bacon is just starting to warm through. Our fat's getting a little translucent. What it's doing is it's rendering out the fat. And so now we have a little fat in the pan because we don't want to add any more oil. There's plenty of bacon fat and bacon fat. We're going to add a half a cup of finely chopped minced onions. This is just such a fabulous dish. And it's served in such a beautiful way. Just wait. Half a cup of chopped minced green pepper. It's just a really fine chop. And now we're going to cook these vegetables in our bacon fat with our bacon, and we're going to cook these until they've softened down. So President Johnson's wife was Ladybird Johnson, and she never really is given credit for her real name. She's just Ladybird, but believe it or not, Ladybird was a nickname. Her real name was Claudia Alta Taylor Ladybird Johnson. The story behind how she got her nickname Ladybird is that when she was a little baby, one of the nurses looked at her and she said, "Oh, she's as pretty as a ladybird." Now, she's from Texas, so is President Johnson. In Texas, sometimes they call ladybugs ladybirds. So, and which are very cute little, bugs. So whether it's a ladybird or a ladybug, that is how she got her name. We are going to just let this kind of cook for a few minutes until our veggies are cooked down. Okay, so our vegetables are cooking on down. By the way, how are you guys doing? I'm making dinner. Figured why not make a video, right? So I really do cook retro in real life. Not all the time because, it's not the healthiest thing, but our veggies are cooked down, our bacon is still going. Now we are gonna add 4 cups of canned diced tomatoes. You want to drain them. You're never going to completely drain them. I didn't do a strainer, so there's a little bit of juice left in them. So your big can is 28 ounces. Your little can is about 11 ounces. So it's like your big can plus about half of a little can of chopped tomatoes. And as you can see, most of the liquid is out of there. All right, there we go. Because it's called Eggplant Creole, we need eggplant. So here I have 2 eggplants, all diced up. But let me show you how we got here because there's a whole process. And here's what you do. Okay, we've got 2 small eggplants. I know one's smaller than the other. It's all I can find. Do your best to match them up. You want to wash them. You want to dry them. Okay, now we're going to take our trusty knife. You can go ahead and cut the very tops off. Get rid of the other guy. Find the middle. Cut them right down in half. Right down in half. Take out your trusty spoon. You want to scoop out the inside of the eggplant from I want to leave about a quarter. Oh, I'm going to need a knife for this. Sometimes they're a little bit softer. So you want to just kind of cut around. Woo. We have slippery eggplant issues today. But you don't want to go all the way through. So just stop right about there. We just scoop. There we go. We scoop out our eggplant. And if it goes a little bit more, don't worry about it. Just make sure that that skin stays intact. Okay, got our eggplant. I'm gonna go ahead and scoop out the rest of this, so give me 1 second. Okay, so here's what you want. You want a beautiful little shell. Maybe it's about quarter, half inch around. Anyway, this is exactly what you want. Then you're gonna take your eggplant and you're just gonna chop it. It doesn't have to be pretty because you're gonna cook it down, but you wanna get it chopped so it will cook down a lot quicker. Just like that. And let's get back to the recipe. Okay, so now we have our eggplant. Now you know what to do. In the eggplant goes with the tomatoes. And I'm just gonna start stirring this and crank up my heat so it can really start cooking down. Oh, I forgot one more thing. A half a cup diced celery. In it goes. So Ladybird Johnson did have her project as a first lady. She wanted to beautify America's highways. So she was very instrumental in a highway beautification bill. And it was called Ladybird's Bill. So I mean, in the 60s, people were traveling by car everywhere. And you know, good old Route 66, family vacations were all about driving places. It was fabulous. So why not have some beautiful highways while you're driving around with your family? And that was Ladybird's contribution. So now we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna cook this for probably a little while because you want it to just cook down. You want the eggplant to get tender. We still have some more things to add, but let's get to that point. We'll be right back. So it's been about 20 minutes. Sometimes it just takes a while for eggplant to break down. It all depends on the firmness of your eggplant when you get it. Mine were pretty firm. So actually I think I'm on like 20, 25 minutes, something like that. But now all the eggplant is soft and tender and oh, look at that. So now you just want to kind of mush down, mash down, get that eggplant in there, get it mixed in with all the vegetables. And before we go on to the next step, I gotta show you straight from the book because Dinah did something amazing in this cookbook. She printed the recipes exactly as received. So if they were handwritten, you got a handwritten recipe. If they were typed, you got a typed recipe. For our eggplant recipe from First Lady, Ladybird Johnson, we got her recipe right on the White House stationery. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I just love vintage cookbooks. I know you do too. I see so many of yours and I am in love. Okay, now we're gonna add a few more things and then remember those eggplant shells? We're gonna deal with those. Oh, by the way, my very, very retro oven is set at 350. Okay, we have 1 tablespoon of one of my favorite retro ingredients. No, it's not cream and mushroom soup. It's dry mustard. Very, very popular, 60s and 70s, so no wonder it's in here. 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of pepper. So they're from Texas, the Johnsons, President and First Lady, there we go. Why Eggplant Creole? I don't know. I went and looked at all of LBJ's favorite dishes and they're all very Texas dishes, the chilies and the barbecues and stuff. So, but I thought she's being her own woman. She likes Eggplant Creole. That's what she wanted to submit. And I am so excited she did because it is fabulous. The next thing we add, I have here 1.5 cups of fresh breadcrumbs. I tell you all the time, when you have bread you're not gonna use, instead of throwing it away, put it in your food processor, put it in your blender, turn it into crumbs. They freeze beautifully. And you always have fresh breadcrumbs. All right, I'm gonna add 1/2, so it's 3/4 cup of the breadcrumbs. It doesn't have to be exact science. This is cooking. I'm gonna get that in here. Really incorporated. And that's gonna soak up all of your moisture, all the tomato juice. Oh, look at that. It's getting better and better. Okay, the last thing in Ladybird's recipe was 1 cup of sautéed mushrooms. So I'm gonna tell you how to do it right now. And that's how we have sautéed mushrooms, and in they go. No salt, no pepper, you've got plenty of seasoning in here. Just the mushrooms. Oh my God. Guys, this smells so, so good in here. All right, let's get this all mixed together. So I was thinking this could be the perfect vegetarian dish if you just leave out the bacon. But bacon, come on. Okay, now give me a minute to get this out of the way and we're gonna bring in those adorable little eggplant shells. Be right back. Okay, remember these guys? Oh, they're so cute. I can't think of a better dish. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you are gonna fill every little eggplant with this fabulous, fabulous mixture. So give me 1 second and I'll fill them all. So here are my beautifully overstuffed eggplants, but why not? Okay, all you have to do now is we have some Parmesan cheese. I probably have about 1/4 of a cup. And you just want to sprinkle just a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of these guys. You're probably not going to use the whole 1/4 cup, but just enough until it looks good. Because oh, did I mention the book is from 1966? Oh, 1966. Such a great year for recipes. Well, such a great decade for recipes, right? Now we have the rest of our breadcrumbs. And those go on top. And I just don't even know if it's going to make it. We might have too many breadcrumbs, but that's okay. We won't tell anybody. So just put on as much as you can. And now we're going to take a little bit of melted butter. I've got about 3 tablespoons. And you just want to, as in Ladybird's own words, drizzle the butter on top of the eggplant. So we're drizzling. I might be drizzling a little too much, but hey, it is retro after all. Okay. Now you want to take some water and just pour on the bottom just so the skins don't burn. So just a tiny bit. You want to just make sure it is, come on, water. There we go. Maybe just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. Okay, these beautiful things are gonna go into the oven for between 15, 20 minutes. You just want the cheese to melt because everything's cooked, except you do want your eggplant shells cooked. So cooked, browned, and fabulous. And we'll be right back when that happens. So it's been 20 minutes. Take a look. I put it on a pretty little platter. Our breadcrumbs have gotten nice and just a little bit brown on top. So I just want to clarify, you don't want to really cook the shells like super soft because then they won't act as a bowl. But you don't eat the skin anyway, so they don't need to be cooked through, just the inside, which is fabulous. And if you do want to have no bacon, I know, crazy, but if you don't want bacon, put, since you won't have the bacon fat to cook the veggies in it, start with maybe about a tablespoon of olive oil or canola oil. Actually, probably canola oil will be better because it's nice and neutral. And then just go forward as planned and look at this. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. I am having company for dinner, so I'm not gonna serve myself a whole one, but I am gonna sneak a taste, don't tell them. I can't wait. It's just, oh my God. So the bacon, you can taste it in here. Even though there's just 4 little slices, you can taste the flavor throughout. The vegetables are just, there's just so many, it's so good. It's so good. It's like next level eggplant. I like that. Next level eggplant. I think you should make this. Thank Ladybird Johnson. Oh man, what a dish. I'm so happy she put this recipe in that cookbook. Let me know if you try it. You know I want to hear about it. If you would like to explore more dishes from your childhood or just the past, I invite you to subscribe. I release new videos every week. It's a lot of work. In the meantime, there is some more retro dishes for you. And remember, every dish, even Eggplant Creole from First Lady Ladybird Johnson, has a story. I'll see you in the next video.